Hello one and all, and welcome back to another RWBY discussion. I am your only mate, and with me as always is...
Max, a few trades, and might I say, that is a significantly better intro than the last one.
Yeah, I feel like I'm somewhat wrapping my head around this.
Yeah, no, it's still weird, I know. But there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are here to talk about another RWBY episode, as you probably guessed from literally everything about it.
Wait.
It is Volume 8, Episode 3, Strings.
Wait, the video is called RWBY Discussion? I thought you were talking about Red versus Blue.
Exactly. Everyone died but Caboose. No, wait, that's an entirely different show, talking about a different show.
Oh my god.
So many lines. They're all intersecting, and it hurts my brain. Anyway, Strings, an episode where literally nothing bad happens at all.
There are no strings on me.
Thank you, Ultron. Or Pinocchio, whichever you want to go with.
Yeah, Ultron kind of took that line from Pinocchio, which...
He absolutely did.
Oh no, I just realized.
What did you just realize?
You know that Penny hack foreshadowing in the intro where she turns red?
Yeah.
Who glows red and is a robot?
Well, a lot of characters, but I know you're going with Ultron.
Who stole the line from Pinocchio? It all connects!
Actually, it does, because technically Penny is based off of Pinocchio.
Yeah, and she's a robot like
Wow.
Ultron.
Alright, well that's an interesting coinky-dinky.
Yeah, that's just hilarious.
Yeah, alright, well, there you go. You found yourself a parallel.
There we
Alright,
go.
well, there you go. It's all connected. Everything in the multiverse is connected in some way. Now, before we get into the episode proper, anything you wanted to bring up?
Nothing that's related, I think.
Alright then, I guess
You?
we'll just start. Well, I don't got nothing to say. I'll just start where we start.
Okay,
with
fair
tubes. I actually, as I restarted the episode to watch it again, I guess I didn't even realize, because I always jump past the intro, and I guess I get to wherever the animation starts, so I missed the blackness before it. So I was hearing it for the first time, and I was wondering, why don't I remember this? And it sounds so weird, like, what's going on? It's the sounds of characters going through the tubes.
How do you think I felt recording a reaction?
Fair enough. It's like, that's just a lot of weird noises I'm hearing for some reason.
Oh, and I should bring up a little something from the last discussion.
Go for it.
You know that whole plush like boom tube? No, not literally. Okay. Yeah, that plan didn't work.
Nah, sorry to hear that.
Because no, as we even see, they arrive in some sort of capsule-looking thing.
Yeah, I guess so. I thought it was just a straight up tube. Although, I think the case is that's how that was supposed to be for everybody. But I don't think Weiss actually got to go in one of them. I think she actually got bounced around inside a tube, Futurama style, where everyone else got more of at least a little bit of protection around them.
Ouch.
Yeah, more than a little, which also explains the very first thing we see is Weiss being irritated at Nora, and it makes me so happy.
Oh yeah, before we get to that, I actually spoke to Weiss.
No, you didn't.
I'm going with that joke.
Oh, all right. What did she say?
Just how it was a little weird and just like, what are you here for? Yeah, she thought it was weird.
Yeah, I would imagine she probably would.
Yeah. And as for... Wait, so... Does this mean Weiss is going to mention you at some point? Yeah, it turns out Plush Blake has that memory wipe thing from Men in Black.
No. Your plush seems to have a lot of powers that are strange and pop culture based.
Yeah, just don't question it. I did once, and, well, I actually don't remember the answer.
Well, there you go. I think that says it all.
Yeah. So yeah, Weiss is pulling on Nora's ear.
And I enjoy it greatly. And I mean, Nora's trying to play it off, but nah, that was not cool. Very mean. And then Blake shows up, and she is not happy about any of this.
Now, before we talk about Blake, as much as that pains me to say.
Yeah, I know, right? I stopped talking about Weiss and brought up Blake, and you don't want to talk about it?
No, because there's a little detail I noticed a couple days ago.
What's that?
Go frame by frame, just as Weiss lets go, and Nora's ear is glowing red.
Oh, dang, you're right. She is. She really put the pinch on that thing.
Yeah, but also just that's another shout out to RWBY and putting in like that extra little detail, because watching the episode by itself, you would not notice that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's an attention to detail that like very few people would ever even notice. So kudos.
Yeah. So kudos to RWBY. Like,
all right,
all you people are amazing.
Yeah. And next, Blake in a tube. She did not enjoy the tube.
Nah. Like, her hair's all messy, and she's like, yeah, I don't want to do that again.
And I'm sure she never will.
Yeah. Although I also noticed, because she seems to be replying to everyone before the capsule even opens.
It's as if she already knew what they were going to say before she even showed up.
Yeah, so, like, did she hear all of them somehow? Like, with the cat ears?
Also, interestingly enough, this sort of implies that Blake was the last one to get through the tube system, I guess. She was the last one to go in.
Yeah, that's what I thought about today. Like, who pressed the button to send her up?
I assume maybe one of the robots. Because they listened to Schnee orders, and once Weiss got to the other end, I suppose she could have like some kind of comm link or something. I don't know.
I mean, my guess would have been just like, I don't know, maybe the shadow clones
hit the button and run really fast.
I mean, it's either that or shadow clone your way to it.
That could work.
You know what? Yeah, that works.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, not Weiss, as much as I wish, no. Weiss doesn't have specialized, Penny does, and she knows the layout of this entire structure, and she gives a very detailed description on where they need to go. And everyone's just like, hey, how about we just follow you instead?
Also, like, just the movement in Penny in this scene is just fantastic. Also, huge kudos to Penny's voice actor.
Oh, absolutely. Here's something I didn't get to see. Okay, so if you pause immediately after she's done giving the directions,
yeah,
everyone's face is like stunned confusion, except for Ruby, who just thinks it's hilarious.
Yeah, Ruby's all smug because, well, May called Penny a tin can before she did this, which, you know, rude.
Yeah, no, that is incredibly rude. That also robot racist. Not winning yourself any points there, blue hair.
May.
I know. She has to earn name rights, and insulting characters who are trying to do their best is not a good way to do that.
Fair, actually. Although I like how Penny just sasses her back, and my name is Penny.
It's true. It is, as far as we know. And then they Inviso shield, and, well, off they go.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I always enjoy this kind of scene that happens next. It doesn't happen often for obvious reasons, but it's the awkward hiding in an elevator thing.
Or a lift, as it's called in my country.
Yeah, well, don't you also call umbrellas bumper chutes?
No, we call them umbrellas.
Then where did I hear that?
I don't know.
Weird. Well, whatever. You call stuff trolleys, so whatever. Point is, they're in a elevating device that lifts them. But that doesn't make any sense. Why would you call them lifts if they can also descend?
I don't know. I wasn't at the meeting.
Fair enough. Anyway, Nora hits all the buttons on the way out because of course she did.
I love Nora for that.
Yeah, no, she is a prankster. It is what she do. Although admittedly, those two random soldiers didn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah. Do you feel bad for them?
Not necessarily, because I don't know them, and it's really just more mildly inconvenient than anything else. And technically, they could get off at any conceivable floor and then take the stairs or something.
Yeah, they could take the stairs and, give your legs that little bit more of a workout.
Yeah, they have got options, so I'm not too terribly torn up about that.
Yeah.
Also, I know it's not a USB stick, but it's the only thing my brain can comprehend right now.
Yeah, same.
Penny's finger opens up, and it's like it's a connection thingy, a connection port. It's not a USB stick, but it feels like it's basically the same general thing. Ruby is very impressed by this.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's kind of interesting because it's like, well, Penny wouldn't actually have a palm print on this palm print scanner.
Yeah, so
it's actually a neat little workaround that I never would have even thought of.
All right.
And Pietro.
Hey, you got his name.
Don't give me that much credit. It said it on the palm reader scanner when Penny used it.
Fair enough.
But I'm remembering. I'm getting better at this. Yeah. Anyway, so Penny rather exuberantly says that they just have to go through this extraordinarily crowded and densely packed room.
Yeah, and Maisel, hey, I can't get us past all those people. And Penny has a neat idea.
Yeah, apparently this little plot twist, or not twist, this plot point about a character that we've always kind of wondered for pretty much since the beginning of everything, or at the very least, since it was made clear that her power, Ruby's semblance, wasn't just going fast. We always kind of figured that because, well, she turns into freaking rose petals.
Yeah.
So what's that have to do with turning? What's that have to do with speed?
I mean, I always assumed like volumes 1 through 3, I always assumed the semblance is just super speed. But then in the volume 4 teaser, she splits herself into 3 and reforms. When could she do that? No. Unless you're implying she made after images of herself, but that doesn't really make any sense either.
So, yeah, clearly that's not the case. And after much speculation, Penny just kind of drops it. Ruby has the power to disassemble herself on the atomic level.
I think she says molecular structure.
Yes, she breaks down her molecular structure. Sorry, semantics and other such things. I'm sure a scientist or a physicist or whatever would get very upset with me for my incorrect terminology. Point is, everyone knows what I meant. Also, anyway, Penny is completely aware of how this works, and she theorizes, she could probably just do that to literally everybody around her, which we do know she could, because she did do it to Nora and Weiss, at least. Those are the two that I remember her doing that particular thing with.
Yeah. Also, I just noticed...
I don't know if she ever did it with anyone else. Yeah, go ahead.
In the chibi thing where it shows everybody...
And it's very cute.
Yeah. Blake's mouth has a cat smile.
Hang on.
She's doing
this is important. Nope, that is a kitty mouth. that is straight up just a kitty mouth. That is amazing.
Another thing you would never notice unless you pause at the right moment and really look at it.
And now that I'm really seriously looking at this, because I looked at it, casually when it happened, and I watched it for the first time, and I was like, oh, that's really cute. Weiss's hair is ridiculously gigantic in this chibi version. Way more than it actually is on her model, and I find that hilarious. She has so much hair. Anyway, so yeah, Ruby's power is significantly more badass than just being fast.
Yep. And
it actually you could probably get a little bit more into this. It has a lot of implications for things Ruby could conceivably do.
Yeah, so while I was playing Halo with a friend of mine, we were talking about, I told him what Ruby's semblance essentially is now, and he brought up the point of, because Ruby can break down other people and reform them along with herself. He just asked, so could she just, choose not to reform others?
See, that's the thing. We don't have a concrete answer to that, and I'm not 100% sure we ever will, because you gotta be real. That is an absurdly overpowered ability that basically gives her the ability to defeat almost anybody that she can get close enough to.
Yeah, also, if Ruby actually does that in the show, that'd be a bit dark.
It would. That's not... Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, no, Ruby has not directly killed another person before.
No.
Her actions ultimately led to Roman getting eaten, but that wasn't something she ever planned to have happen.
No.
But yeah, other than that, so unless she had a phenomenally good reason, and even then, I don't know if she would think, because that's another thing, you got to realize, Ruby would have to think about it, and that actually transitions really well into our next point. Ruby didn't know that's how her power worked.
And I love that so much.
She had absolutely no idea what her semblance actually was, and that is funny to me. I mean, we knew that she didn't really, because she thought it was speed, and Hip Lady said, nah, that ain't speed. I got speed. I don't know what the heck your thing is. Conceivably, does this mean that Ruby could possibly move at the speed of light if she trained this enough?
Actually, I was talking to some dudes who, it was a part of a Robust cast, which, by the way, check that out, please.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, I kind of have to.
That's fine.
yeah, we were talking about this, and one of them brought up, hey, so I was talking to some fellas, and basically the science behind this means for it to really work, RWBY would have to be moving at light speed.
That has some interesting implications, I feel.
And, also...
Even if it's in short bursts, that's still very impressive.
Yeah. Plus, it gives Mercury one hell of a buff, because he kicked her out of it once.
Oh my god, you're right.
So...
I think we need a
Lightspeed reactions Mercury, confirmed.
Maybe. I feel like that's a good theory, but I feel like maybe RWBY wasn't actually going at light speed. I think maybe she has the potential to maybe do that, and if we ever see her do something super duper insanely fast, like, I don't know, move across all of Remnant with her power at some point, then there might be a better argument for that. Until then, that seems really iffy.
Yeah. I mean, we already have lightspeed reactions in RWBY at the moment anyway.
We do?
Yeah, Pura dodging Penny's lasers.
That's true. And they follow all of the science of lasers?
Yeah, they don't explode upon contact. They move in straight, consistent lines at, the same speed. They don't bend, and they burn through anything they come in contact with.
Well, I'll be damned. All right, then, yeah, never mind. Let's just assume RWBY can move at light speed. Sure, why not? I don't care. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And speaking of awesome, the thing Blake does.
See, that's a meme and a half.
I mean, it has so much potential to be a meme.
It does.
They just don't pop it up. Did she figure that out before you did?
And hilariously enough, RWBY's defense for it really doesn't help her in any regard. It's like, Blake, she knew you were a faunus before I did. And I was like,
and?
Yeah. Well, what's your point? Yeah, you're unobservant. That was the point that was being made.
And
good job, RWBY. Clap, clap.
Yeah, even after RWBY says that, Blake still has that smile. Like, she knows that's not a good comeback.
Yeah, no. Shout out to Blake being the comedic relief for some reason in a lot of these scenes.
I choose to believe this is just, it's either Yang's influence or this is just, like I've been saying, like with Adam gone and all this stuff and her being
Blake
able
has
to
been
actually...
allowed to, she's been allowed to heal and is sort of reverting back to the way she was before all of that horrible stuff happened to her.
Yeah.
Because, supporting media implies she used to be a lot more happy and jovial as a kid. So, I guess she's just becoming less dour, and I'm down for it. I'm totally cool with her not being a sad sack.
Same. Because anytime she's happy, it makes me feel good.
I know. I know that feel, dude. I know that feel. All right, so
I still
next scene is... Oh, go ahead.
I still want to see her make a pun in front of, the rest of Team RWBY.
Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. We shall see.
I'm just curious as to Yang's reaction, okay?
No, that's fair. That's completely fair. This next scene is interesting because I feel like it's really kind of a bad idea from Ironwood's perspective.
Yeah.
So, okay, hey, there's this guy, this villain, who has the power to just basically take over technology. It's kind of his entire thing. He almost completely destroyed the place you're protecting. He did some really bad stuff. You know how insanely powerful he is, and you only just barely managed to stop him. So let's bring him out of prison and have him work for us. He definitely won't betray us at any moment. No, of course not. Why would he?
Ironwood, you moron.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Maybe Crow's gonna be okay. Maybe he's not supposed to be the Scarecrow. Maybe Ironwood is both.
It's totally possible.
I'm just saying, because he is definitely losing the thing. I mean, I get that he's... Okay, admittedly, there are 4 dudes pointing guns at him this entire time while Watts is doing his, hacky thing. But at the same time, what is he? Are we to believe that he couldn't just hack the guns off or something? Isn't that kind of part of his whole deal?
Also, I'm gonna go back to this when we get to the end of the episode.
Oh, all right. Cool.
Yep. My God, Ironwood, first you let this guy live.
Yeah, that was a bad call, first and foremost. I guess this is the reason why he did.
Just in case? Because that was before, he found out about everything?
I guess.
Also, we see the W symbol like on his desktop, the one that was
that
set
we
in
do.
Volume 3.
Yeah, and I'm still not sure what to make of that.
Yeah, Watts is the one who sent her the intel.
Oh, the W is for Watts.
Remember way back
okay.
when you thought it was Whitley?
Yeah. Yeah, Watts makes significantly more sense. All right, well, that theory is completely and totally thrown out the window. Fine by me.
To be fair, though, that would have been one hell of a twist.
No, it definitely would have, but I think we've long since learned that Whitley is a bit too much of a, I don't know, of a brown noser to really have ambitions that strong, at least as far as we know at this point.
I don't know, maybe Salem wants her own Simmons.
We'll find out. Then again, I feel like Salem's already got a bunch of those. But
True.
I mean, Tyrion alone. But anyway.
Good point.
Watts is pretty easily able to suss out, it's like, hey, did you notice that Pietro is running around somehow, even though that doesn't make any sense? And then it's like, oh, damn. So now the entire building's on super high alert.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, they can do many things to get out of this situation. It's pretty swell, but
You know,
oh yeah, that's right. May had to go hijack a carrier for like an escape method.
also, I only just noticed a thing.
What's that?
The power off and, well, power on button on the desktop in front of Watts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the same symbol that's on Penny's swords.
Oh.
Which,
I guess it makes sense. They're all part of the same technology.
Which, funny enough, do you want to hear what that was inspired by?
Sure, why not? What's up?
The power button on an Xbox 360.
Oh, of course it was. The fact that Penny's all green and glowy, too. Well,
Yeah.
What do you know? She's powered by Xboxes.
Yeah, which, you know, makes sense considering Rooster Teeth have that good relationship with Microsoft.
Yeah, sure. Why the hell not? Anyway, so they get caught, technically. At least the idea that they're in the building is let known to them. And they're like, oh, dang, well, guess we need to abandon the idea. But everyone else is like, nah, let's not do that. And Nora comes up with a cunning plan, which amounts to another prank.
When in doubt, prank.
Yeah, she literally sticks her foot out, trips a dude. The dude goes flying, drops his coffee. It splashes onto a console. Everyone gets distracted, and they run through.
Actually, sorry to be that guy, but it's May who trips the dude.
It is?
Yeah, because Nora's with RWBY and everybody as well.
Oh, you're right. I just thought it was. I thought they did one and then did the other. No, that makes sense. Nope, you're completely right. Fair enough. Yeah. Anyway. So, shout out to, hang on, I want to make sure I get this guy's name right, because it's funnier if I actually get it.
While you're doing that, can I just say, I feel bad for the dude who had coffee spilt on him.
Yeah, no, that had to have hurt really badly.
No, it's even worse because there's splash stains on his crotch.
Yeah, no, that was definitely intensely painful, but hang on just half a second so I can hear this.
God.
Yeah, it is Bill. Like, get it together, Bill. What the hell, man? Also, shout out to
Billy.
Shout out to the fact that somebody in this super duper important, like, military compound-esque hub apparently decided to draw up and tape with, like, scotch tape a drawing of a grim shark eating a burger saying, no, don't bring food or drink into this place.
That is a hilarious detail.
No, it's absolutely absurd. Also, apparently,
by the way,
man, they picked the worst possible person to do this to, because apparently Bill has had a long-established history of doing stuff like this.
Yeah, and I heard an interesting theory about Bill.
About Bill? Okay, yeah. I'm
because
interested.
Note how his mug says #1 dad, but it's been like changed to say dud.
Yes.
So, the theory I heard is this Bill guy, that's Velvet's dad.
I assume you have some reason to think this.
Yeah, because we find out in, I believe it's Before the Dawn, the one that's also about Team Sun.
Yes.
The Velvet's dad works in Atlas, like under Ironwood.
I see.
And,
Okay.
you know, considering this is Atlas, I wouldn't be surprised if someone got picked up, like, got hazed a bit because they had a kid with a Faunus.
I suppose. I'm
Also,
not gonna say it's impossible. It's just that's quite the theory. I'll say that.
Also, what drink was in his mug?
Oh my actual god. Okay. Although, to be fair, it's one of the single most common things found in mugs ever.
I mean, that would be funny if it was the case.
Admittedly. Anyway.
Like, could you imagine if like they meet Team Coffee and Vacuo, and they're just talking about their time in Atlas? Like, oh yeah, we tripped some guy named Bill, and Velvet's like, wait, you tripped my dad? And it's just
Dun,
like,
dun, dun.
oh, this is awkward.
Ah, dang. Well, luckily I don't think they'll remember that name, but still, that's good material for a fan comic, is what it is.
Yeah. Also, before we move away from Bill, I gotta say,
Yes.
like, this is also for the audience. How funny would it have been if either Bill or one of the two guys was voiced by Jacksepticeye?
I don't know. Would it have been?
I don't know, I think it would have been because he's known for yelling, like, God damn it, Billy!
Oh.
Stuff like that. I thought it would have been a neat little joke.
No, that's completely fair. I would have absolutely no way of knowing that. I don't actually know anything about the guy.
Fair enough. But I checked the credits. No, it's not him.
Well, there you go. Interesting theory, ultimately inaccurate.
It would have been funny.
No, absolutely. So here's a quick question. There's a lot of things I actually want to very quickly say about this scene. Because, okay, first of all, this is the thumbnail, by the way. Or, you know, the picture that's on the up here is the shot of RWBY after she's moved everybody over there.
I did want to make it something else, but, alright.
But, okay, fine. If there's something better, you can use that. Just let it be known that that's what I would have chosen.
No, my thing would have just been Blake doing that from the side thing, with RWBY all confused.
Okay, fine. That is pretty good, too. I really like...
Tell you what,
everything about it. What?
We'll make it both. Like, half of the discussion will be mine, half the discussion will be yours.
Okay,
there we go.
Fine by me. Okay. First and foremost, I want to just talk about this pose that RWBY strikes when she does this.
Sailor Moon.
Yes. Also, I just wanted to point out because it is freakishly adorable. There's no way around it. It is amazing, and I love it. And I enjoy that Weiss and Nora are just like, wow, yay, you did it. Good job. Penny is like in complete and total awe. And Blake is very distressed.
Yeah, because this is Blake's first time going through that.
Yeah, apparently Blake is susceptible to motion sickness.
Well,
at least extensive, like out of the ordinary motion sickness, if nothing else, because admittedly that's gotta feel weird.
Yeah, and okay, so before this volume started, Aaron Zek had a interesting little hint.
Voice actress of Blake, just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, and if you didn't, shame on you.
Fair enough.
No, but in all seriousness, so she started watching the final season of She-Ra and the Princess of Power, and you know, she was tweeting out, well, through another Twitter account, just some stuff that was happening as she was watching, her reaction and all that stuff. But then she was like, huh, that's funny. Catra went through something that Blake is going to be going through in the upcoming volume.
And as it turns out, it was this.
Yeah, there's a scene where the character Glimmer teleports a whole bunch of them, and Catra ain't a fan of that.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, people assumed it was other things, but it wasn't.
I mean, some people initially jumped to that, but then people actually looked at, okay, based on the timing that she posted that, no, it's going to be this scene, so...
Yeah, it's like, okay, so hang on, what episode did she probably just watch? What would have worked? And there you go.
Yeah, plus, the teleport thing was way before the other thing.
Yeah, exactly, so... Fair. Oh, yeah, that's fair. You'll have to forgive me. I never watched that show. I've heard good things. I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, and, yeah... neither of them are fans of unconventional travel.
Fair enough.
These are the struggles of a gay cat girl.
Indeed. All right, fair enough. Moving right along.
You know what? I'll tell you about this comment I saw afterwards.
Okay. Because we're only 6 minutes into the episode, and we've been talking for like almost half an hour. We got to move a little bit further along.
Yeah.
They get to the big super duper mega important room, and, using that USB thing, and there's a big electrical barrier to keep people in and out from this thing. So that's probably not going to play a role in anything at all. And
no, I can't imagine why.
Yeah, they all get prepared to fight just in case. Turns out nobody's in there. This place is super duper on lockdown. Like, next to nobody's allowed in here. And, obviously for good reason, given the things that you could do inside this place.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If I were in this room, I'd be super bored.
Yes, I'm sure you would. Anyway, Nora casually looks at the electric wall. I'm sure that won't play a role in anything.
Totally not foreshadowing.
No, not at all. Also, so it turns out Penny can apparently turn her brain off and be controlled remotely by her dad, and that was more than a little disturbing to see, I'm not going to lie.
I do like the change in movement, though. How it's all, like, slowed down and more, like, robotic or puppet-like.
Yeah, I also appreciate how freaked out Ruby is by it.
Yeah.
Like, well, okay, suddenly you got a man voice, what?
Yeah. And, I make this point, it's kind of like having, let's say, like, the badass agent or superhero and their guy in the chair as one person.
Yeah.
Like, imagine Solid Snake and Otacon were the same guy.
That would be something special.
That's essentially what Penny is.
Yeah. Penny gets to doing what she's doing. Blake is sitting in a swivel chair and spinning around in circles because she's bored.
Which is exactly what I would be doing.
Exactly.
So, all that I see myself and Blake thing, this just adds to it.
Yeah. So Blake's having some, problems with everything going on, and how she doesn't really like, Ruby and Yang not exactly agreeing, and then Weiss has to chime in with the sad news of, hey, sometimes sisters disagree on things.
I gotta say, I do appreciate Blake being concerned for those two, rightfully so.
No, absolutely, and I appreciate Weiss trying to make her not worry.
Yeah, based on just like, yeah, sometimes that happens with sisters. Like, I would know, but also. Note how she only says sisters and not siblings.
Yeah, no, exactly.
F you, Whitley, apparently.
Yeah, no. Well, whatever. Well, to be fair, she said that never really had a great relationship with him to begin with.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a fun and at the same time sad callback to just before the Vital Festival. You remember when Nora basically listed the plus sides of everybody on her team, but really couldn't come up with anything for Jean?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so Nora's like, hey, you don't have to worry about it. Jean's a fantastic leader. Yang is awesome. Oscar's doing great. You don't have anything to worry about. And then she doesn't bring up somebody.
Yeah, I also love how both of them tilt their heads at the same time.
Yeah, it's like they immediately both realized kind of an interesting thing you didn't bring up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, right, Red, that's a thing. Their relationship is getting rocky.
Yeah. This scene is kind of heartbreaking.
Sad?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, because Nora basically admits that, well, she thought she understood what was going on. Turns out she doesn't feel like she understands anything at all. She doesn't know where their relationship is going, what anything means anymore. And then she kind of gets into the fact that really, she's been with Ren for so long, she doesn't actually know who she is without him.
Yeah, and I gotta shout what Blake is telling her. Like, yeah, when you spend so long with somebody by your side, they become a part of you. But they're just a part. Like, don't forget about the rest.
Exactly. And Blake has pretty good experience with that.
Yeah, and that's true with all relationships, by the way, just saying.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Except for Marshall and Lily from How I Met Your Mother, but they're a special case.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah, and
but yeah.
This is also going into the whole okay, you know what I want.
Yes, obviously.
In terms of this stuff, like, if that happens with Blake and Yang, yeah, I don't want each of them to go from an I to a we.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You want them to still be individuals.
Yeah. Which, it's the right way to do it.
Yeah, and honestly, as I wish it was coming in a different form, but I actually do appreciate I appreciate Nora and even Ren, not as much. I feel like they're focusing more on Nora here, because, well, she's the more expressive of the characters. It's just easier.
Yeah.
I appreciate the fact that they're trying to make those steps because, yeah, even as viewers, we've basically only known them as a duo, basically, even though they are two separate people. And I feel like the last few volumes have really been trying to hammer that in.
Hammer, Nora.
Yeah, that wasn't what I was going for, but fair enough.
I know, I just thought I'd have to point it out.
So Nora's feeling rather insecure about the entire situation and doesn't really know who she is. Weiss recommends, well, why don't you do some thinking about that, start doing things that only you and only you could do. Nora self-deprecatingly refers to that as just getting mad and hitting stuff really hard. And I'm sure that won't play a role in anything in the future. Third time in a row.
We'll get to that. And Pietro's done. Well,
yes.
Also, go frame by frame as he's saying that. Blake's his Twitch.
Yes. Also, Weiss shows intense confusion at what's going on. RWBY just shrugs. It's like, what is any of this about?
Yeah, just these subtle background animations or just the tiny details.
Yeah, no, this is the kind of stuff that was never in any of the earlier seasons. And I know it's really minor and we probably don't have any reason to really get into it all that much, but I still feel like I constantly have to because I appreciate it and I want to point it out. And you know what? It's our show. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, and show appreciation to the animators who work hard making this show.
Exactly. So basically, Pietro gets done, and it's basically sussed out that, well, Penny, you really should probably not get too involved because you have a really super important thing, and if you got caught or killed, well, that would be a real big problem for everybody. Yeah. So maybe don't.
Yeah, which, I was even saying this at the end of Volume 7. One way to go about it is just, have Penny, tucked away somewhere.
Yeah.
Because as soon as Salem finds her, then boom, she has the relic.
Yeah, and that's a very serious problem. So everybody makes an attempt to leave, and as it turns out, surprise, surprise, the surviving members of the Aesops are there.
Yeah, and they are pissed. Except for Marrow.
Yeah, no, Marrow is sad boy. He has always been sad boy.
Although I gotta say, I love Weiss's line.
What is the line, I wonder? Hang on.
I'll let you say it.
Hang on. Oh, yeah. So your first time losing to us wasn't enough. Admittedly, that was when they had Yang, and now they have a Nora and a Penny. But still, technically, the majority of them did defeat them.
Yeah. Also, Marrow claims they were holding back, and I'm just like, okay, maybe.
Marrow, I'll believe you held back, and that pisses me off because it's the only time Weiss ever won a fight. Now he's trying to backpedal and make it seem like it wasn't even that good of a victory in the first place, and that really pisses me off in ways I can't even begin to describe, but I guess I have to move on.
I didn't even think about that.
The other ones definitely weren't.
I didn't even think about that, but now I have to say, Marrow, bad boy.
Yeah, no, I kind of resent that. Anyway, the point is the rest of the Aesops most certainly were not holding back in any regard. Maybe they weren't directly trying to kill the rest of Team RWBY, but they were trying to defeat them, and they still lost.
I still say Harriet definitely was.
No, Harriet might have been trying to kill. She is an angry lady. She stores all of her anger in the mohawk, you see.
I thought she stored all her anger in her hips.
And maybe it's double duty.
Which, by the way, shout out to the camera angle. As it does that pan shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right in on them hips.
Okay, thank you for that. Good job. Anyway, Aesops are pretty much like, hey, you know what you should do? Hand over Penny. And then, of course, they're like, hey, you know what you should do? Shut up.
What do you have
and
to
ultimately,
say to that?
yeah, exactly. Well, ultimately, Ruby tries to, make her point. They rebut her in ways that are stupid and ultimately irritate Penny. And it's like, no, you're not going to mess with my friends. And Penny decides to step forward. Oopsie doopsie. Now there's a giant door in the way, and Penny is alone with the Aesops, and that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, okay, admittedly, when I was first watching this scene, my thought process was, okay, so Penny is, like, one of the strongest people in this show. And,
basically.
Like, out of the good guys.
And that was before the Maiden powers.
Yeah. The Aesops these four got beat by Team RWBY.
Yes.
And now Penny has Maiden powers on top of all of that.
True, but again, it is still 4-on-1, and Penny doesn't have exactly mastery over her Maiden powers yet. This is the first time that, as far as I'm aware, that she's even attempted to use them. So we get to see it. It's pretty cool. She can make some pretty serious wins to the point where they actually have to use their powers to, root themselves to the ground or they get blown away.
Yeah, it actually leaves Harriet just, like, running, like, on the spot.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious, honestly. Running in a serious wind tunnel. Unfortunately, a lot of, 3 of the characters in the Aesops have powers specifically designed around something like that, which I find really interesting.
I just noticed Elm had to hold Marrow.
Yeah, it's like he's the only one who doesn't, because everyone else is like, well, I can run fast, I can outrun the winds, or I can root myself to the ground, or I have stretchy arms and I can freaking Stretch Armstrong my way around you, stuff like that. But anyway, we get Penny versus the Aesops, and it's pretty awesome, I'm not even gonna lie.
It is.
She does, about as good as you could possibly imagine given the circumstances. It is still 4 against 1. No matter how powerful you are, you're gonna have trouble with that.
Yeah. Also, I guess the Aesops practice working as a team more.
I suppose, or I don't know. Maybe they've got a couple. They've probably trained to work together in that capacity. But
yeah, also
that's about it.
Also, I say that they were split up a bunch when they were fighting Team RWBY.
That is true. There was basically a bunch of one-on-ones, with the exception of Big Girl and Stretchy Man. You know them.
Elm and Vine.
Thank you. Yeah, the plant people.
Who were fighting Blake and Yang.
Exactly.
Yeah. But Penny makes a freaking storm cloud.
She does make a storm cloud, which has a lot of interesting implications.
Yeah. Thank you, Death Battle, for
Now I know that creating and destroying clouds is actually a pretty big deal.
Yeah, because now, especially thanks to Mob vs. Tatsumaki when they first went into that, now every time I see someone make or move clouds, I just can't help but think, wow, they're really powerful, aren't they?
Yeah, even small clouds. I assume Penny can probably make bigger clouds. I mean we did see
Raven.
Yeah, Raven make a pretty big, decent storm, so that's pretty good.
Yeah. Also Salem's like more powerful than the Maidens, I think. At least she should be.
I assume.
Plus, she moved like a massive storm cloud along with the whale.
Yeah, exactly.
So
one thing I wanted to point out that I was expecting is that Penny makes it hail. Yeah. And I thought this was going to make Harriet. Is her name? Hips?
Harriet.
Harriet.
We can just call her them Hips again if that makes it easier.
It's so much easier. Anyway, Hips lady, I thought she was gonna slip and trip over that stuff, but it didn't really actually play a role in anything, and it just looked neat.
That would have been funny now you say it.
Yeah. And I have to wonder, we cut to Weiss using her knight to try and knock the door down. I'm left wondering just how exactly her summoning works. Is there a time limit? It didn't seem to get destroyed by anything. Did she call it off?
I think it touched the electric door and then got disintegrated.
I guess.
Because it was just slashing out with its big honking sword, and then it tries tackling it, and that doesn't go well.
Right. I suppose it just didn't really actually seem that way to me. But regardless, this was just it wasn't even making contact with it. Anyway, there's a lot of questions about it, and I just want to know everything there is to know about Weiss. So whatever.
I'm the same with Blake.
Yeah, I just want to know I want to know her powers work, and I mean Blake's. They're pretty defined. You generally have an idea of how those work. And I imagine her evolved form would just mean she could just full on make shadow clones that could do independent things and not just stand by.
Yeah, like go full Naruto on that.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Aesops get an upper hand on Penny momentarily.
Yeah, but then
until she goes freaking Super Saiyan.
Yeah, maiden powers, yo.
Yeah, but then oh no, Marrow knocks her off the thing. Oh wait, she can fly, and she's about to shoot her super mega ultra lasers. And then Marrow decides, oh wait, I have an incredibly broken power to make people stop moving. Maybe that would have been a good idea when we decided we were going to apprehend her.
That's also just a good idea, like, before you can even start a fight.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. Even if you can only do it temporarily and only to one person at a time, as we learned when he was fighting Weiss.
Yeah, but we saw him do it to a crowd of people once.
Well, then how did Weiss get around it?
I don't know, maybe it's, like, within his line of sight.
Okay, that would make more sense.
You know what? If it's, like, in his line of sight, then this would be, like, the perfect time, because he wouldn't be messing up any of the other Aesops.
Oh. You know what? Until we're proven otherwise, I'm gonna go with that, because that makes the most sense.
Yeah, so am I.
And it also prevents it from being absurdly overpowered. Because, like, okay, you just have the ability to stop anybody.
Oh, I just thought... I kind of want to see a fight between him and Blake. He goes to the stay, but it turns out he stayed a shadow clone.
I mean, that would be pretty dope.
That'd be awesome.
Give it time, you never know. They're probably going to end up fighting the Aesops at least one more time at some point.
Maybe.
Anyway, Penny gets caught, essentially, and that's a bit of a problem. So, well...
Oh, here
Nora
it comes.
decides... Yeah, Nora... I'll just do it. Nora decides that, hey, there's something I can probably do about this. Get really strong and hit stuff really hard. So, using her hammer as a conductor, she decides to absorb all of the electricity from the electric fence, and I need to point out that this is significantly more than an electric fence. It is basically the power running this entire complex. It's a lot of power, more than a single bolt of lightning, just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm.
And she absorbs all of it to basically, I think, become stronger than she's ever been, ever. She basically
turns into a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, her hair goes up. That's due to, static electricity, but I feel like that, probably was an influence for why they did that.
Also, I'm just gonna throw this out there. All these, like, glowing veins, like, around her. Note how one of them's going up to her head and to her hairline.
Hang on. I did not see that. Let me just see that for a moment. Oh, yeah, no, they go around the sides of her head.
I'm gonna be going back to that later.
Yeah. So Nora hits the door really, really super hard, and it works, and the Aesops get flown back, and it was really awesome. And then it turns out...
Damn, that was a big boom.
Yeah, but then it turns out that took quite literally everything out of Nora. Her aura is completely depleted. She is completely knocked out, and she's got some pretty serious fractal scarring over her entire body.
Yeah, that's...
And I'm pretty sure that's going to be permanent.
Yeah.
I think she may have permanently disfigured herself a little. I mean, it's just scarring, so I mean, it's nothing deliberating.
Yeah.
She can recover, and the scars can even fade over time, but they're pretty much always going to be there. If they were going to go away, they wouldn't be on her model right now.
Yeah, and like in the last discussion, you brought up a friend of yours who would, flip every table in the state he lives in if Nora dies.
Yes.
First of all, I'm worried for him after this episode.
Yeah.
I'm also trying not to, say the name, just in case.
Yeah, yes, thank you.
I'm gonna just also say, hey, Weiss has a scar on her eye, Blake has a scar on her stomach, Weiss probably has a scar on her stomach and her back, we just haven't seen it.
I mean, these are significantly bigger scars, but the point is...
You know what? Have a scar, fine, but they're not dead.
Yeah.
Also, I will say...
Just take it as a sign of being incredibly badass. There's nothing wrong with having a scarred waifu.
To be fair, though, I think Nora's scars actually look the coolest.
To be fair, I mean, Weiss's ice scar is really cool, but I mean, yeah, it's basically, if you look at it from the perspective of it being a full body tattoo, it's not that bad.
I'm gonna be going back to that, trust me.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how Nora herself reacts to them when she's aware of them. I think that'll probably be the deciding factor. If she's ultimately cool with it, then that's fine. But if she really dislikes the fact that it happened, then it could get really sad.
I will say though,
just knowing Nora and the person that she is, I don't think she'll mind that much. But we'll see.
Also, I think it'd be really cool if anytime she absorbs electricity, those glow.
Well, at this point, they kind of have to.
That'd be so dope.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree to that. So Ruby's actually using her newfound powers pretty well to prevent friends from falling.
Yeah. Also, we should bring up the Watts has a plan.
Well, yeah, but we haven't even gotten to that yet. Oh wait, no, yeah, I guess we technically have. He called basically the Aesops are called to, for lack of a better term, yoink one of Penny's swords and run away.
Yeah, and Marrow's actually the one who accepts the order while Harriet was hesitant. Okay.
Which is interesting.
Yeah. Also,
but, yeah, they rip it out of her back, and it looks a lot more painful than you'd actually expect.
By the way, when Team RWBY fall off the ledge, go frame by frame, and you'll see Blake have a long neck.
Excuse me, what? Hang on a second. All right, they get slapped. And then I wait to see them on the edge. Whoop. You're probably going to have to send that to me, because I didn't spot it.
Yeah, I've seen it, all over Twitter.
Yeah. Anyway, so they do steal one of Penny's swords, and that's a bit of a problem, but everyone didn't get captured. Nora isn't dead. Penny wasn't captured, so that is a win-win. It's probably going to lead to something bad later, but, we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah. And I gotta cool someone out on a little something. This shot where Marrow, looks back and then looks sad before he leaves.
Yeah.
Marrow, you know you want to turn to their side. Just do it.
Just do it already, you absolute nerd. Come on. You're obviously the least happy about having to do this stuff.
Maybe he needs, just one more thing to push him over the edge. Apparently.
Swerve. He never turns, and it's Harriet that ends up becoming the good guy. No one would see it coming.
Also, apparently shooting Councilman Chad in the face wasn't good enough.
I know, I don't understand that. I really feel like that should have been a bigger deal breaker than it was.
Yeah.
Nobody reacted to that as strongly as I think they should have.
Yeah. Also, I like how we're just bringing it up every episode.
We'll bring it up until justice is served.
Yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, so May's got everything sorted, but it's like, hey, wow, Nora seems to be in a bad state. That's a bit of a problem. And they need to get out, so Penny just blows up a giant hole in the wall, and it worked out pretty well.
Yeah. And we should also mention, they mentioned, helping with the evacuation.
Yes.
So, slight detour, but they're still going to help evacuate all of Mantle.
Yeah, so. Although Penny is going her separate way for the, safety purposes. We'll see how that works, and we'll hope that this isn't the last time that they see each other on good terms, because, okay, I'm just going to throw this out here. Watts has her sword, and he's probably going to use that technology to hack her and turn her evil.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
So, here's hoping that the next time we see Penny, she doesn't have glowing red eyes of death and trying to murder all of her closest friends.
Oh, no, it might be even worse if, what if it's during the next time they see each other?
No, that's exactly what I thought it was going to be, basically.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no matter how you look at it, things are about to get even worse.
This volume's going to be rough.
Yeah, it's just going to keep getting worse constantly, and it's never going to stop getting worse.
Also, when we say worse, we mean, events in the show are just going to escalate as, oh...
Yeah, no, we're not saying, oh, the show just keeps getting worse. That's not what we're saying. That's stupid. Don't even go there.
Yeah.
We freaking love the show. I think we've made that abundantly clear.
Also, my profile pic is Blake. Do you think I would, well, and also I got a whole bunch of other stuff going on, but do you think I would have that if I didn't freaking love this show?
Yeah, no, we're pretty much
Fanboys.
We're pretty much we're neck deep in this. We're not going anywhere. Unless I guess both of our favorite characters end up getting killed for extraordinarily stupid reasons. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I have a bit more faith in the writing staff.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the end of the episode. Volume 8, Episode 3, Strings. You get it? Because one of her strings got cut, and it looked very painful.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, so that's kind of where things stand now. Here's hoping everything works out, I suppose. So there was something about Nora you wanted to talk about, and her scars, I guess?
Yeah, I saw this post on Twitter. It was someone bringing up, like, oh, if you're struck by lightning, well, yeah, it will burn. It could also cause brain damage if the electricity reaches your brain. It can,
however, the fact that Nora, immediately after this all takes place, actually says an entire coherent sentence that is in character for her implies that no, she did not suffer from brain damage. And I feel like it is unlikely that the story is going to go that route.
Yeah. I mean, if it were to go that route, here's like the one thing I would ask for from it.
Okay.
For the love of God, do not go the amnesia route.
Oh, that would be the worst.
Although if it did, I would have to make an edit where I just, like, have someone say, oh, Nora has amnesia, and then it's just, like, the ending of a soap.
I don't think they're gonna go that route, but, I mean, it's possible. We'll know. Time will tell soon enough.
I mean,
that all being said, yeah.
Like, okay, it could work, it's just...
I'd rather
not.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not saying that they couldn't make it work. I'd just rather they didn't do it anyway, even if they did make it work. Yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much all there is to say on the subject, I suppose.
Yeah.
We all hope Nora is going to make a full recovery. I feel like she is, but still.
Yeah. And
I'm sure we're all very curious how this is ultimately going to play out when she meets Ren again.
Yeah. I gotta say, though, I think this could also be a hint that, you know, Nora's not gonna die this volume.
I never thought she was, but you are correct.
Because, like, why would they go through all this trouble of, like, yeah, she has all these scars all over her now, but, oh, wait, later on in the volume, she's dead.
Yeah,
like,
I don't...
That'd be kind of weird.
Very likely. Yeah.
I've
always been in the camp that I don't think Ren or Nora are going to die this season, personally. I feel like they were probably going to go through a lot of terrible stuff. This is a good example of that, but I don't think they're going to die.
Yeah. And also, funny you mentioned Ren. We got some stuff revealed about the next chapter.
Not a whole lot, but lay it on us.
Yeah. So, well, the thumbnail is Ren looking angry, and Yang looking pretty concerned.
Indeed.
The title is Fault.
Yes.
And the description says that Jean, Yang, and Ren, they follow the Hound, but it doesn't exactly go great.
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing here. I'm not quoting it word for word.
Yeah. No, it's like Ren, Nora, and Yang go after the Hound, ... and something doesn't go right. Okay, that's a little blasé. I don't think they would give that as the official description.
Ruby, Weiss, and Blake find a place to lay low, and Cinder is given an ultimatum.
Yes. Which I mean, an ultimatum, the way that those generally work is basically, given who is most likely going to give the order of said ultimatum, it's likely Salem.
Probably.
Basically, I imagine she's going to be told, okay, so here's your mission, do it, and if you succeed, all is good. If you fail, you're going to die. I feel like that is exactly the type of thing Salem would do. Is like, all right, so you sort of kind of made up for the crap you did earlier, but, this is actually your real test. I'm going to send you out to do this thing. Do it. Everything's cool. We're squared away. Fail, you're done. I'm not going to waste any more time with you.
Yeah, this is still assuming that the Grandmom doesn't consume her.
It's true. That is a theory. I don't know. Maybe Salem has control over that. Maybe she fails and she lets the Grim Arm consume her.
Oh god, could you imagine when giving her this ultimatum, she does like a Darth Vader force choke pose, and that causes the Grim Hand to like grab Cinder's neck, and she's basically like choking herself.
That sounds terrifying, but also kind of dope. I'm not gonna lie, that would be pretty awesome. And I don't really care for Cinder's well-being, so... I mean, I don't really care how sympathetic her backstory may or may not end up being. The fact of the matter is, Cinder is a bad person who's done bad things and doesn't really seem to care that she did. So anything that happens to her after this point is entirely on her.
Yeah, I mean, I have all the bad guys in terms of like their well-being. I think the one I'd be most concerned about is Emerald, honestly.
I mean, she has the most potential to turn good, but at the same time, she's still been a complete and total asshole the entire time we've known her.
Yeah, but I mean, just because she's shown like remorse for some of the terrible stuff that's been going on,
I'm willing to accept her trying to become a better person.
Yeah,
if that is indeed where this goes.
And oh wait, I already mentioned that on the recording, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't need to go into it again.
Indeed. Well, other than that, we can only really speculate, and, well, that only takes us so far.
Yeah.
I feel like we've done plenty enough as it is.
Yeah. I kind of want to speculate that Ren's face on the thumbnail is him seeing what happened to Nora.
I think that that's what they're trying to make us think, when it's actually something entirely unrelated.
You know what? It is outside, so it would be weird for them to just, park and, collect information just out in the open.
And then there's the word of fault. I feel like, like your fault. I feel like it's probably more about like a ground fault, like, where an earthquake line would be or something to that effect. I think that they're trying to make us think that that's what we're going to see next time, when that's going to probably be later. Because that's just kind of the thing you do. Yeah.
It's not lying, it's subversion.
Exactly. It's not lying unless they tell you something is going to happen, and it doesn't. If they show you something and you come to a conclusion that's ultimately incorrect, that's on you. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And, righty. Anything else you can think of saying before we, I guess, sign it off for today?
I mean, there is stuff I said I would say off camera, but I'm just going to do that.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to limit myself on recordings for certain jokes.
Well, go ahead.
Alright, well, you gave me the go-ahead.
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah, that scene where Blake says she doesn't want to, do Ruby's thing again. I saw a funny comment that was like, if you look closely, Blake's legs are shaking. So someone brought up, Ruby made Blake's legs shake before Yang even got the chance.
Thank you for that. We extended the length of this entire video just so you could get that joke out. I hope you're proud of yourself.
I was willing to just have it be off screen. You're the one that said go ahead.
Fair. Yeah, okay, fine, sure.
Well, let's be fair, I could have just shut up.
Yeah, I mean, you coulda. Let's just say everyone's at fault here and move on.
Because of the next episode.
Sure, let's say that was deliberate.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed our meandering conversation as always, and we'll be here as soon as possible for the next one.
Bye, everybody.
And, and later.
Go subscribe to Max.
To me?
Yes. Audience, do it.
Well, that would just be absolutely insane, because, I mean, it's not like if I got 50 more, I'd reach 10,000 subscribers or anything. I mean, what were the chances of that? I'm just saying. Anyway, okay, thank you, and okay, bye.
Do it. Bye.